sit back and enjoy with Randy Strawson and myself. There is a real atmosphere here, Randy.
Yeah, the big men always pack the house. We've had packed house all week, but this is just added to it. A lot of excitement. We're going to see some big numbers in the hope of a world record in the snatch.
So here we go with Ite Detanamo from Nauru. An improving lifter. As I said, he was the runner-up in the Commonwealth Games with 179 kilos. He's opening up here on 175, so this should be well within his compass. And this again is another competition where getting 6 out of 6 could really earn you not just good qualifying points, but even a medal.
Well, all he's got to do here is pull the bar up, get his body under, do that in less than a second, maintain his balance, don't bend the arms along the way, and he'll get 3 white lights. He does everything, and he gets his reward.
And of course, because this is the super heavyweights, over 105 kilos, of course, there's a variety of weights. And Detanamo weighed in at 149, just under 150 kilos. That's the easiest way to think about it. But the big boy, the really big boy, is Chingish Mogushkov of Russia, 184 kilos.
So he could possibly challenge Mark Henry's record of, I think, being the heaviest athlete ever to compete in the Olympics. Mark Henry's super heavyweight in Atlanta was almost 185, 184.9. So a few more Big Macs, you know, and that record could go.
The reason Randy's mentioned that is because the Big M is right next door. This is Oleg Proshak. Nicely done, athletic, and fluent, and you can see really very little movement with the feet.
Right, and here's an example of a lifter, does look athletic. He doesn't even quite weigh 125 kilos. It reminds me a little bit, you know, the sort of physique that Evgeny Chigashev would have had compared to these guys who are behemoths.
Yes, and I mentioned Matthias Steiner. We're the poorer for not having Chigashev here, are we?
Yeah.
As I said, and you often remind me, I always regard him as the moral victor of the Olympics because of the differential between him and Steiner in body weight.
Yeah, David versus Goliath.
Now,
Goliath.
The Armenians have not had good fortunes here, Randy, so fingers crossed that Ruben Alexian, who is a pretty good lifter, I mean, he's 21 years of age, second in Europe this time, can have a really good competition. Still in junior ranks, this man.
Nice. You know, this is an important look because we haven't seen him, or at least I haven't seen him since Minsk, right?
Absolutely.
When he made a big splash, then we didn't see him, disappeared, wondered what happened to him. I saw him in the training hall a few times. I was amazed at how fast he is for a guy who looks like a marshmallow, you know? Right? Isn't he softling? But this guy's quick. Nice lift. Maybe he can reverse those fortunes for the Armenian team.
Yeah, good point, because that silver medal he got in the Europeans, of course, now 2 seasons ago. And Detanamo coming out for 180. So 5 kilo increase here. And of course, just to remind you, as I mentioned right in the introduction there, Almir Velagic for Germany. What a sterling job he did. Lifted 183 in the B group. 6 out of 6 lifts, and Frank Mantek must be absolutely delighted with him. Whole of the German team actually owe him dinners and drinks for probably many months.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they were dealt a cruel hand. The first Matthias, and then Jürgen Spiess, you know, hip injury or thigh injury almost on the coattails of Matthias Steiner, and he was out too. So, I mean, they came in without their big guns. Okay, watch this, squeeze it off the floor, snap overhead, comes back down, no lift. And here's the big man.
Yeah, and well, size doesn't necessarily mean everything, but as you often say, a good big one usually beats a good little one.
Yeah, that's the bar fight adage, right? Hey, he took color cues from Lydia, right? He's matching, right? Look at this. You know, he's not going for some bland color. His wraps.
Now, Detanamo's got to come out and follow himself here because nobody else wants 180. Jung of Korea is due to come in at 183. Likewise, his teammate at the same level. The key, I think, to how this might progress is all about the Iranians, because Bedad Salimi, well, he has posted 201, and talking to our Iranian colleagues here, we know that he has surpassed the world record in training in the past month in Tehran.
Right, maybe about 5 weeks ago, he did a blistering 217. 256, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely right, so for 473, which is a kilo over the world.
Right, and the snatch would have been over the world record too, but unofficial, let's emphasize that.
And of course, because it's super heavyweight, body weight in that sense isn't a factor.
Right.
So if he did it, he did it.
Yeah, but unofficially.
Yes, but it's not like somebody who was overweight coming down to get within their body weight category. 20 seconds for the man who's traveled one of the longest journeys, and he's put it to rights. So 180 kilos.
So he had quite an audience in the training hall a few days ago when he snatched 200 and cleaned, but then missed the jerk on 250. But anyway, back to the man lifting. This is important.
It's a personal best, Randy.
Yeah, and had a miss and came back, right? So good effort.
Now, the first of the two Koreans, this is Jung Sank, Asian Games runner-up last season, when he weighed in at about 157 kilos, and he's about the same weight today. Fourth a year ago in the World Championships in Antalya. Missed the bronze by 13 kilos. Sounds a lot, but in this class, anything can happen. I mean, we missed out on having Chang Mi-rang here in the women's super heavyweights, but the Koreans have actually got quite a good squad, haven't they?
Oh, they do, year after year.
I'd be quietly positive about their medal chances. I don't mean they're necessarily going to rack up a lot of golds in London, but I can see them being on the podium in a number of classes. I can see silvers and bronzes coming their way. Now, his teammate, An Yong Kwon. Now, An Yong is the lighter of the two, in fact 17 kilos lighter, so he's coming out for 183. And because Almir Velagic was lighter than all these men, he still leads. Even if this man makes it, he'll only go second in the snatch. But some nice lifting by these supers to get us underway. Nice rhythm there out on the competition stage. And you just feel it bubbling up nicely here.
Right. Nice trim lifter, jumps back with the bar. Just makes a good impression out there.
Now, just looking at the other weights, the Egyptian could come in pretty soon, as well as Abdul Rahman posted 185. Peter Nash, Hungary, 186. We're in that sort of territory at the moment. 35 kilos spread across the entry totals. Might sound a lot, but for super heavyweights, actually, that's pretty tight, to be honest.
Well, we have one guy that, on paper at least, is well ahead of the crowd.
So it is the Egyptian who's coming in here now. Abdul Rahman on 185. put on about 7 kilos since last year in Turkey. And he's got a good start in here. Junior world champion in 2008 in Cali, Colombia, and a bronze medal in the Junior Worlds in Bucharest in 2009, and 4th in the world last year. So we've seen actually over the week here 1 or 2 very decent and promising Egyptian performances.
Yeah, he's stuck that. He's a very solid looking lifter. He's very muscular, compact.
So Oleg Proshak coming out for the Ukraine. The other Ukrainian yet to start, that's Shemechko, who has posted 195 for his opener. So here's the lightest man of the class, but lifting well. He's now on the same mark, Randy, that he did in the Summer Universiade in China. So the next one will be a PB attempt, at least.
Little adjustment walking forward, not a problem. Good lift. Good view of the hook grip there. You can see the fingers, the other 4 fingers on top of the thumb to help lock the hand on the bar.
And Alexanyan now for Armenia. 5 kilo increase, should be well within his compass, this. I've seen him lift 195 kilos, so 185 it's a sort of comeback weight, having been off the stage for a while, really.
Yeah,
but of course, it is only his 2nd attempt, so he could go 190.
Oh, there's that speed again. Yeah, not just off, let's emphasize injured, and that's why comeback really is the operative word. That's what he's doing here, and handling it quite nicely.
He really is lightning, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, for a guy who looks like this, if you just, stood him against the wall and said, is this guy fast or slow? I think most people would say slow, and they'd be flat wrong.
Candidate for Dancing with the Stars?
Maybe in Armenia.
Now, first appearance. Here is Peter Nash for Hungary. 186 for his opener. This for the lead. Nice and smooth, quite quiet, really. They say that he's really moved on this year. You know, he's turned a corner this year. This is really interesting to see by how much he's gone round the corner.
Not blisteringly quick or anything, but it's a good lift. You see the mechanics there, pulling the bar, turning the hands over, forcing the body down underneath, locking out the arms, fully extended at the top of the lift. Good view of the warm-up room where things are going to get pretty heated here pretty quickly.
Bar going to 188 now for, we think, Ruben Alexanyan. I was wondering whether he might go for another 5 kilos, but as we said, probably prudent not to overcook it. He knows probably that if the Iranians in particular, Randy, live up to form, particularly their number one, Bedad Salimi, then he won't be fighting for medals, and it has gone to 190, which is good.
Yeah, we just saw the change submitted at the marshal's desk.
So it's going to be Abdul Rahman.
Yeah, but the change is bad, David. They pulled him out.
All right.
Or
So
they at least passed on the 3rd attempt. Now maybe he'll be back in the clean and jerk, but he's out. He's done in the snatch.
yeah, you were referring to Alexanyan.
Right. Yeah.
Curious that. Now 190 for the Egyptian.
does he remind you of?
Go on, tell me.
Ramūnas Vyšniauskas from Lithuania. Even looks a little bit like him. Look, he's got the theatrics. He's one step from pro wrestling.
I don't know how you can say that because he is completely understated compared to Lithuania.
Good lifters, you know, strong looking and everything too, you know, like Ramūnas.
What it does tell you when he does that, though, is the feeling that he's got inside him, his well-being.
Yeah. Yeah, well-being, and that might be the operative thing with the Armenians. They might be conserving Ruben Alexandrian.
So, Proshak coming up for his third attempt now. Well, that takes him into first place in the snatch. The lightest man of the class. Can't argue with that. 3 out of 3. Good job. And that's an excellent 190 there. Just looking at his stats, that's 5 kilos up on his previous best. So that's excellent.
Nice lift.
From Islamic Republic of Iran.
Well, the giant Russian. Now, I've not seen this man. Have you seen him?
No. I think a lot of people probably first ran into his name after we saw the results from the Russian Nationals, where he was the victor, I believe. Won. And he's huge.
Chingis Mogushkov of Russia from Grozny in Chechnya.
184 kilos and change.
192.
Oh. That's going to haunt them.
He will have to wait some time now.
Got pretty tangled up with that. Let's watch this in replay. Watch what's going to happen on the left side. Up and over.
So it'll be the Korean now, Jung Sank to come out. Now this is a big increase, even for super heavyweights, coming up here with a 9 kilo increase. And the Russian coach is trying to wake their man up. He's got some time though, and this is Yon. Asian Games runner-up. He did have a bad spell around 2007 and 2008 in the Olympics where he didn't total. Seems to have got through that now. Very good. First place in the snatch phase.
This time a second attempt for Nash, Hungary.
So it's all very tight at the moment. So Peter Nash coming out 192 kilos, weighed in at 154. So again, this is for the lead by virtue of body weight over Yon, who is the heavier man, the Korean you just saw. Very nicely done, just a little correction, a little wider with the feet this time, but actually that's a pretty good lift from Peter, and nice confident lifting. Different style. This man who finished only 15th in the World Championships last year, only totaled up 395, and a measure of where he thinks he's heading is to 412, which would be a 17 kilo improvement. Now, sitting not more than 2 or 3 meters away from me, the great Andrei Chamerkin for Russia, but this man. Oh, he's struggling. He's right. No. Ran out of platform. Well, the big man often beats the little man, but the bigger man has the harder fall, and he's now right under the cosh after 2 failures. You can see there the hips are behind, he rushes forward, and he can't stay on the platform. Married, got a young son and daughter, and he's got a bit of respite now because Abdul Rahman coming out for Egypt. So this by body weight at 192 would give him the lead. Put him ahead of Nash of Hungary. So that leaves him on 190, which is 5 kilos ahead of anything we've seen. Abdul Rahman, who weighed in at 129 kilos, and now this really sporting audience here in the Dome Disneyland, they know they need to lift the spirits of this man, to inspire him to get this. He might be advised actually to move that bar back a little on the platform to give him a little bit more front room should he need to walk forward. Right, third, yeah, 1 step forward, but this time he's done it. 192, but this is a man who in the Nationals actually snatched to 108, and unfortunately the problems that he's run into have severely limited his aspirations. This title, there's David Rigger, the head coach for the men's division of Russian weightlifting on the left there, just his man towering over him. Well, noisy, rugged, keeps his quest for an overall total alive, and we move now to the first of the 2 Iranians. This is Shahzad Iravani, I should say. He comes from Ardabil, the same hometown as the great Hossein Razazadeh, the reigning world record holder. The other Iranian is definitely that notch ahead, but the Iranian squad genuinely hoping for a sort of 1-2. His teammate not due to come in to 201 kilos. And the other man who hasn't started, Igor Shemechko of the Ukraine, 195 for his entry into the arena. .193 would give the Iranian the lead in the snatch, but he's got to follow himself here. So his second attempt here. So pretty crucial. Still a lot of lifts to go here, so if he aspires to be up there with his teammate, he really needs to make this. Oh, it was a little awkward, but although he's rotated, he's actually got the 3 white lights and he goes into first place.
We continue with 194 kilos, the same athlete. We can imagine there will be a change at any moment, but right now we have to...
So the bar going up to 184, but it's not going to stay there. Just having a look at Igor Shemechko still on 196, and Peter Nash around that area as well of Hungary. An Yong Kwon and Shemechko of the Ukraine to take his opening attempt. So Shemechko, the European silver medalist this year, total up 412, and in Minsk weighed in at about 135 kilos. Shemechko just a kilo or so heavier than that, but you can see completely different physique. Didn't get a total last year in the World Championships in Antalya, and it was in this part, the snatch phase of the competition, that he ran into trouble. Well, no worries about the starter. So that's encouraging first attempt there by him.
196 kilos, please.
And 196 kilos. Now, just to whet your appetite a little bit, we are at this moment 17 kilos away from the world record. Sounds a lot, but remember, these are the super heavyweights, and here's a man coming in to take a 13 kilo increase. This is An Yong Kwon. His teammate Yon still has one more attempt to come. The leader at the moment, Igor Shemechko, with that first attempt effort of 195. Now, because it's a kilo more, and An Yong is heavier than Shemechko, this would put him into first place, into gold medal in the snatch place. And he's caught that really well, recovered it, and is rightly pleased with himself. 3 white lights, and he's still got another attempt to come. So 196, he actually moves up from 10th into the lead.
We stay in Korea and now call Jung Sank from Korea also.
So one Korean following the other here. And he's going for 196 as well, but he's heavier than his teammate. So if he does live this, it will put Korea 1-2 for the moment. Meticulous lock on. 30 seconds. There's the buzzer. Didn't really get under that. We'll have a look at it in a moment from the side, hopefully. Just beginning to test himself there on 196, although, to be honest, the world champion, as he was in 2009, or I should say, no, he wasn't actually. It's his teammate An Yong Kwon who was the world champion. And Peter Nash now from Hungary. 196. Now he is heavier than An Yong Kwon, so this would only put him up into second place, but nonetheless very useful. This is his last attempt. He's 4th at the moment, so this to put him into a medal position, and for 3 out of 3. An Yong Kwon leads. Second place to Shemechko. And still Shemechko of the Ukraine. And that leaves Peter Nash at the moment in 4th place.
And he is kind enough to recognize that weight was too much. 198 kilos, 3rd attempt.
Peter Nash, 196. It's still 4 kilos up on what he lifted in the Universiade.
Republic of Iran.
So 2nd attempt for the Iranian. This is Shahjad. Shahjad Anush Iravani. And this would put him, of course, into the lead. Now, there are not too many now with lifts out there. Shemechko's got 2 attempts, and Salimi, the other Iranian, yet to start. So this is pretty crucial. He's in 3rd place. This is for the lead, which would virtually guarantee him a snatch medal. With no disrespect, the number 2 Iranian. But at this moment, the number 1 Iranian, and that's better. Again, a little rotation, but no problem with that. Confidence building here. And that surpasses the kilos he lifted last year in the Asian Games.
You need a yellow disc. Yellow disc.
And the Anyong Kwon
200 kilos.
going to 200 kilos now, the bar.
198, please. So sorry. 198.
Well, a bit of confusion here, and in fact it's staying on 198 for Anyong Kwon, the 2009 world champion from Goyang.
From Korea.
And by lighter body weights, this would put him ahead of the Iranian. He's approximately 9 kilos lighter than the Iranian. The number 1 Iranian, 168 kilos. That puts him 2nd heaviest in the class. As it is, that leaves him in silver medal position, that failure. Shahjad Anushiravani of Iran leads in the gold medal position, but Igor Shemechko now could take the silver medal away from the Korean. The bar going up to 200 kilos.
200 kilos, 2nd attempt, Igor Shemechko.
So this could take Shemechko up from bronze into gold. It would push the Iranian into effectively silver medal position, and Anyong Kwon off the podium, off the snatch podium, that is. Shemechko very, very good technically. So the bar going up to 201 kilos. So Shemechko leads. He's got one more attempt to come. And waiting in the wings, about to come out now, Bedad Salimi of Iran, the reigning world champion, who last season in Antalya in Turkey picked up 208 kilos, 245 for 453. But we know from his work in Tehran over the past month He's actually done 217, 256 for 473. But this is the correct score. He's going for the title. He's going for the kilos advantage to take him into the second part of the competition. Competition first, records come later. Didn't go above his knees. Corrected. He's only 21, 22 years of age, and with his first attempt goes ahead of the Ukrainian. He's on a bit of a gold run, this Iranian. Really good. Look, the feet don't move. He won the Junior World title in 2009, the World Senior title in 2010, the Asian Games last year, the Asian Championships this year. 4 cracking competitions. Really a man who knows how to win. Now, Shemechko has put the bar to 203 kilos to try and live with him.
203 kilos.
Shemechko, a more modest start in the clean and jerk proposed, 233 to Salimi's 241. But the key thing for Shemechko now is to get this to stay as close as possible to the Iranian, who will have 2 attempts after this. He's got the silver, whatever. The other Iranian, Sajad Anushiravani, has got the bronze. Ah, what a pity. So he's got 200. Sajad of Iran has got 198. And now the bar going to 207. So Bedad Salimi has won the clean and jerk with his first attempt at 201 kilos. He now has a 1 kilo advantage over Shemechko of the Ukraine. And he's put it to 209. 209 kilos. Now, that's an 8 kilo increase, but to put it in perspective, he has lifted 208 kilos in the last year on 2 major championship occasions. And the way he's been going back at home in Tehran, well, actually his home is in the north of Iran, but training in the capital. More than half a minute. Now this is to build a cushion over his rivals for going into the clean and jerk. And there it is. Has his very own way of lifting. And enhances his advantage. He is now at 209, 9 kilos ahead of his closest pursuer, and he is actually 11 kilos ahead of his teammate. Now the bar automatically goes to 210. Have a look at this. Again, reasonably wide stance, but the feet don't move. That drives up. Tremendous power. And as predicted, an attempt on the world snatch record set by Hossein Rezazadeh back in 2003, and Hossein, the president of the Iranian Weightlifting Federation here. Hossein, who said earlier today, I don't mind the snatch record going, I don't much mind the total record going, but I want to keep my clean and jerk record of 263. Well, it only goes to enhance his advantage in the snatch, but this would be some performance. A record that stood for 8 years. he has done 3 kilos more than this back in Tehran, but that was not on a competition stage, not on a championship stage, under the lights, in front of a packed audience. A little prayer to find that strength, to combine mind and body. Oh, it's a new world record! 214 kilos. Bedad Salimi of Iran acknowledges and re-energizes from the audience. It might have been more. And there is Hossein Rezazadeh, the man from whom he has taken the record by a kilo. 8 years on, records are there to be taken, and Hossein generous in that. And the two teammates rejoice because Iran have ended the first half with gold and bronze, but Bedad Salimi has a massive advantage of 14 kilos over Igor Shemechko of the Ukraine, who takes the snatch silver medal, and he's 16 kilos ahead of his teammate Sajjad Anush Iravani, who collects the bronze, and Yongkwang, the 2009 world champion, in 4th place at the halfway stage. And effectively, this man, with his power, his strength and his mind, has left the rest scrapping for silver and bronze. The Iranian choir, they knew he could do it, but it's one thing to think it is, one thing to practice it, it's another thing entirely to pull it off. Iran looking for their 2nd men's title of these championships. This is where they excel, from 85 kilos upwards, and look at that, a world record, 214 kilos. Shemechko, 14 kilos off the pace, 16 down to the 2nd of the Iranians, and then another 2 kilos down to the former world champion. And Peter Naj of Hungary did nothing wrong, really. 192 is a personal best, and the 2nd of the careers equal with him. And the Man Mountain from Russia, only 7th.